Hey YouTube, Rauf here, and welcome to my first ever long form vlog that I decided to make on this channel. And hopefully you can bear with me because I'm kind of nervous. But I created this vlog as a form of self-reflection and self-accountability in the long term on the languages I decided to learn this year in 2026. So also for the sake of engagement, to share my tips and tricks I decided to learn along the way. On top of that, I create content on the quirks of languages and how to learn language faster. Certain tips beginner language learners may want that have been never told when they first start off in their language learning journey. And honestly, I wish I had that when I first started off, because as an English speaker myself, I always thought I could transliterate literally word for word from English to my target language that I wanted to learn. But you may be asking, who am I? Well, I'm just a Peter Parker that loves to learn languages. And I've also noticed on other YouTube channels, their material is being very recycled, or there are certain tips that they recommend that do not resonate with me or have not worked. Now, of course, there have been good chunks of material that are really good in terms of neurolinguistics or the neurology and the psychology of how to acquire language, but I would like to focus on my channel on grammatical case structures and the whys and how a certain language does this. And I believe by doing so, it makes it easier to understand why certain people in that language say what they say. For example, why is there masculine, feminine, and neutral nouns? Why is there grammatical case structure? Why is conjugation a thing? These are the topics that I like to talk about in my YouTube channel. On top of that, on future videos, I would like to talk about or even dissect a certain language. For instance, this year in 2026, I decided that I wanted to learn Russian and German. Now, how I want to do that? Well, in the beginning, I would want to absorb as much audio as I possibly can. And I started off by buying this book by Ollie Richards, Short Stories in Russian. And I also got the audiobook for this as well. Now, Ollie Richards, I do recommend to watch his channel to understand the overall structure of a certain language that you may be learning, or even like some of the history behind it. I like to call him a really good polyglot journalist, and he does make good books for beginners. As you can see, I already started reading through this book, and going through it, I'm noticing the stories are pretty short, which is good. It doesn't make you quit easily on the spot, and with the help of the audiobook, it really helps me acquire the words and see how the structure of the language is. And it's not too difficult in the sense where I would just rage quit and give up. And I do have the German version of this book as well, but I just don't know where I put it. But yes, I'll be using this and the German version of it to practice these two languages. Now, I'm not planning on learning them simultaneously, and I believe that because language is something that's alive. It needs to be trained and cradled like a baby when you first start off. And having to hop off from language to language does really confuse me. It could be different for my viewers out there. I've seen some people that are able to do two languages at once if they're from different language families. But for me, I'd suggest I'm just focusing on one for now for a couple of months. And then when you're able to make basic sentence structures, follow up with the next language. Now for German, on top of that, I was in a thrift store, found a really good old textbook. German, a structural approach. Now with German, I have not studied it at all. I haven't even opened this book, and I know nothing about the language. I've only been told that their grammatical cases are pretty difficult. And I'm willing to make a new video talking about which grammatical cases would be harder, Russian or German. And if you may be asking, I've already learned a little bit of the Cyrillic alphabet beforehand, so I don't think that would be an issue. And I also decided to use Pimsleur 1 and 2 for Russian and German to acquire as much audio as I can. And I think that would be the perfect approach to acquiring these two languages, is to just gather as much audio as I can in the first ever month, and on the second month jumping into the grammar. This is what I got for now in this vlog. If you have any advice, recommendations, or even suggestions for future videos that you want me to create, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear them, and yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Cheers.